into?
I wasn't into.
I don't know. How come I can't think? Well, because my act is so unjoke oriented. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't tell jokes. That.
No.
Do old premises. Here's a line that you can use. How about parents out here? Tony, do you know any jokes? We're looking for jokes. Not a joke, right? Yeah. For the USFL. For another $25, I found out I could have played. If you could pull that, that's a good joke if you could pull it off. You're afraid. You're all afraid. These guys. I'll tell you. Want to do some of his jokes? You could do. No, that isn't right. To do Dave film joke.
So we're sitting
Now
here.
here's what you want to do: is if you can get yourself some ski equipment, you want to go at least.
Quaaludes and.
Yeah, that would be all.
Yeah.
This is as fake as you get, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that. Oh, jeez. I should act.
Yeah.
But
this.
yeah.
Are you sure about this caddy joke?
Oh, that'll work. That'll work. That's the one. I'm telling you, the caddy joke. Yeah. What are we talking about here? Okay, and I still think there's a Fredericks of Hollywood joke somewhere.
Oh, well, we got the Fredericks of Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, right.
Minnesota.
Okay, then what you want to do is, let me look at that. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. That's bad. That's good. Just make it. I wanted them to make it.
Yeah.
Look like we really cared about this thing.
Yeah.
We're both getting minimum, aren't we?
And less.
And less, yes.
Yeah.
Less than we need to.
Well, let's see what another premise. Okay, what would be
Dating out here.
What we're gonna do is we'll be talking, and then you see. Now, of course, Gary, I do a lot of fat jokes, and you want to do some of those, but you can't do those, okay, or something like that. We'll just preface it, or just talk about yourself a bit. But I have. Let me see.
Want to give me that stage baloney again? Just 10 seconds worth.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
This and this.
And write something down.
And laugh now. That'll never work.
That's horrible. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
The whole thing is, and we want to see you eat it. So, but that, I don't know. So you can use that, and that, and then wrap it up with a young blonde.
Let my pants come down.
Right. That'll be anti.
Yeah, that's no big thing.
No.
That's what my wife says.
Yeah.
No big thing.
Are you married again? No, I'm kidding. Well, that's all in fun. Just because your arms are bigger than ours
Okay.
doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Just say something when we can go to it, Mike.
Just a little conversing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Of course, I guess the whole thing is to establish a premise, huh?
Yeah, that's the whole idea of life.
Yeah. Well, so, what's some premises you use?
Well, of course, I use fat jokes. My size. I start out with that. Now, what you could start out with would be ugly jokes. I mean, you're different looking. But that might work for you. I don't know.
Thanks, Louie. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, I got to be careful with Minnesota, too. Don't want to hit those folks
Yeah, you
too
don't
hard.
want to hurt the Minnesotans because they're cold people. They can be warm, but they're cold most of the time because the weather there will kill you. In fact, during the spring, I hope they find my brother. But you ever see that when a Minnesotan will do that? No. The sun, people die. Jeez, there's Bill. Jeez, those are good gloves. But that's exactly what they'll do.
Well, now, besides the coaching now, but just in general, without specific jokes, what's the most important thing I should remember when I'm up there?
Attitude. To have a strong attitude and confidence. Be very confident, very sure of yourself. Because even very sure of yourself people, they make it. Look at Falwell.
But what if I really start to bomb and I get no laughs?
Well,
what if I really bomb and nothing's happening? Is there a plan B?
You can go to Sharon, couldn't you? It's for you now, Sharon. Take it. You can't go to Sharon and Steve. They're not out here, even though they try to make it look like they are. They're not out here. No, what you do is when you're bombing is you just, play on it. Play on the bombing part. Go. Sorry,
tough.
folks.
Yeah.
When I'm bombing, of course, I go, it's so hard for me to concentrate when I have a roast beef sandwich in the car. I mean, that's my out, but I don't know what your out will be. Maybe your clothing. No, it's cute. It's clever. Clever. No.
Well, now let me ask you this: what about you? Mediumly serious, but
What about me?
maybe not even mediumly serious. You've been out here now quite a while, over a year.
Over a year.
And how's it going?
It's going great. I just got a call. 2 calls this week. One, the Richard Pryor movie, the new movie called Berkey's Millions, and it looks like I'm going to have a part in that. And the other thing, yesterday, National Lampoon has a new television show coming out, kind of a spoof on PM Magazine. They call me. I have an interview tomorrow for a character on that show. So I'm doing fine.
Is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, it is. It's a dream. It's where dreams come true. It's look at Mr. T. Do you think he had a... How famous he is. I hear Dave Moore's coming out. I don't know. Is it a rumor? Oh, it's Dave anyway.
He's got a couple more years to put in.
Nancy Nelson's out here.
That's right, Nancy
That's
Nelson.
right. She's doing good out here.
Yeah.
It's a dreamland. It's a wonderful place. It's not all the same. You know, everybody's having lunch, which is great for me. But it's kind of a silly place in some ways. But in other ways, it's so wonderful. I mean, where else can you go from making $5 to $5 million? I mean, there's a comic in this club right now who's a millionaire in less than a month. They develop a series and everything, a.k.a. Pablo. Less than a month, he became a millionaire.
It can happen.
It's a lot of oranges.
Or guacamole, in his case.
In his case.
Well, now, but is it as competitive as you? Is it dog eat dog? Is there a downside to it?
In comedy, I don't think it's a 100-yard dash. I think it's a marathon. I mean, I don't think it's like who gets there first. I think it's if you finish. If you're in the race, you know, and you run it. It takes a long time, and now I'm starting to become more and more known in town. That's what I wanted. That's what I'm getting.
Now, if I hit it big here tonight in my little stint, you may have another career as a comedy coach.
Well, listen, I'm open to everything. And in Hollywood, you have to be, because you might have to try everything. But no, there's a lot of fun out here. And, oh, look at these people. Where do they get them? But I think there's a Shriners convention.
I recognize the turban.
Yeah, as a comedy coach, well, it certainly could happen because you are a perfect candidate for a comic. You look funny, you act crazy, you're a nut, and you've had a lot of pain in your life.
That's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
Okay, good. Just give me a couple reversals. I'm gonna do.
Do you need my body turned?
Yeah, he's just gonna get just a little bit of your. There, is that turned enough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty hard in that situation.
How long did you come? Was this your first place you came?
Mm-hmm.
When you first came into town? Had you been here before?
But I was confident that Minnesota can't do it.
Yeah.
You have, how long have you been there?
2 years.
And how long do you want to stay there?
About another hour and a half.
Yeah, so you should just move out if you can. If your wife, how good is your wife to deal with? Is she pretty easy? Well, then if she could give you 6 months to come out here and knock around. Do you know what I mean? And tell everybody you're here, And then you'd really know after that 6 months.
But I'm not an actor or a comedian, and
Drop your shoulder, that one on the thing.
what's wrong with it?
Drop that shoulder. Kind of put you in the other one.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Give me some laughing.
Yeah.
The fake laughing.
Okay, now say something funny. You're a comedian. Come on, make me laugh.
Yeah, make you laugh. We're done. Is Mitzi complaining?
She just asked me to ask.
Yeah,
We're
we're just
done.
shooting reversals here. Yeah.
So no.
No.
Well, what you want to do is look real interested if you can at all times, because life is so dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I think
Hand for me?
mine.
Yeah.
Sure.
2-shot this time. Give me a couple of them. You sipped on your Coke a couple times.
Okay.
Talk to him, tell him a joke.
And then we had Dolan came in. Oh Jesus, you wouldn't believe it. You'd think he was an okay person, but he's not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Thanks, Louie.
Got a lot of problems, and most of them are personal.
All of them are personal.
All of them are very personal. And in fact, he's in the personals. Have you seen it lately?
Yeah, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. So in that whipping sequence in that new movie. But
Well, no, I can't do fat jokes, and I really shouldn't do Minnesota jokes either, you know.
well, I think ugly jokes is just right the way to go. You should do a joke about Paul Newman eyes. I mean, you know.
Paul Newman eyes?
Yeah.
The fabulous Johnny Disco! The fabulous Dean Red on piano! He's too cute! Did you guys figure out who you are yet? Where you from? Come on, one of you out of the four must have a personality. Come on, St. Louis. You're gonna move there from? When I get off stage, you guys know.
Rick, can you hear me? Testing, Rick, can you hear me? Can you hear her talking? Can you hear her?
Jim, you're gonna love this. This next guy I'm bringing to the stage is from Minneapolis. That's where you're from, Jim. You want to guess his name? He has his own talk show there in Minneapolis, and the whole audience is part of the taping tonight. And you're going to be on television. This audience is going to be on television in Minneapolis. Is this too exciting? Is it exciting practice? Get excited, you guys. And anyway, he's got his own TV talk show there. It's called Good Company Program. And he's from Minneapolis, St. Paul area. Please welcome Gary Lumpkin. Bring him on.
Well, hi there. I should clarify that a little bit because they're going to see this. It's not exactly my own talk. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's my own talk show. Right, guys? My own talk show in Minneapolis. And I got to be careful. I can't do too many Minneapolis jokes because they are going to see this back there. But I got to tell you, there is one thing. Because you think Minneapolis is cold, you're right, and you think it's out of it. Well, maybe not, because we have our own Fredericks there. Fredericks has opened up a store in Minneapolis. But I got to tell you, a negligee loses some of its appeal when it's made out of goose down. You know what I mean? Because it is kind of chilly back there. I mean, somehow a peekaboo parka isn't exactly my idea of sensuality. But California is a great place because, well, you get to do so much more things all year long than we do. Yeah. You can play, yeah, that too. You can play golf all year long. Since I've been out here just a couple of days, I got to play a little golf. And I got to tell you, the caddies are a little suspect. Because I was out there, I was playing golf, hitting the ball just great. Caddy could never find the ball. The caddy could not see. I take the guy back into the golf course. I said, hey, you got to get rid of this caddy. Give me somebody else. He says, well, how about that guy over there? And I look at it. It's an old guy. I mean, he's old. I says, that guy looks like he's 90. He's 107, but he's got the eyes of an eagle. I said, no problem. So I get the first ball. I hit it out there. I mean, I blast it 300, maybe 400 yards. I don't know. It's a monster. And I said, did you see that? And he goes, yeah. I says, where is it? Can't remember. That's a Louie Anderson joke. He'll be up here in just a minute. You can laugh just as much as him as you did at me, okay? Now, I got to tell you, too, we made the drive out here. It was kind of a long drive, and I had a friend of mine named Michael sitting in the car beside me as we're driving. Now, he's a Minnesota guy. He's not real sharp. We're driving along through Missouri, and we see the sign that says, Jesse James Hideout, 30 miles. We're driving a little farther along. Jesse James Hideout, 10 miles. Michael's starting to get a little excited now. He thinks this is good stuff. We drive a little farther along. We see the sign. It says, Jesse James Hideout. Take this exit. Michael nudges me and says, no wonder they caught the guy. See, it was a hideout. Yeah, you probably had to be there. Michael, though, it runs in his family, I got to tell you. It runs in his family because he had this uncle, Uncle Herman. Now, Uncle Herman worked in a monastery. He actually spent a major part of his life in this monastery. And it was severe because you were not allowed to talk, except you could say 2 words every 10 years. That's all you could say. Well, Uncle Herman spent his first 10 years there, walked into the bishop, and the bishop looked up and says, yes, my son. And Uncle Herman says, food cold. Go in peace. He comes back, he works hard, doesn't say anything for 10 more years. He comes back in, the bishop's there, and he looks up and says, yes, my son. Uncle Herman says, bed cold. Go in peace. 10 more years pass. He doesn't say anything. He comes in again. The bishop says, yes, my son. He says, I quit. The bishop says, well, I'm not surprised. All you've been doing is complaining ever since you've been here. Stop me when you hear one that you think's going to be hysterical, okay? We have to get a little bit of a laugh track for this show, okay? How about, that's not very bad. You thought this was easy being on TV, right? What else is there to say, Louie? Oh, yeah, I know. Do I know? Where's my list? Louie was going to have me write some of these on my hand so I could keep track of them. I think I'm to this one right now. Let me see. That's one we'll have to edit, point out. Well, listen, I don't think I have anything else clever to say. In fact, it's obvious that I didn't have anything clever to say from the very beginning. So if Louie will turn on his microphone, I'd like you to meet my coach, the one that inspired me to do this. He's from Minnesota. He taught me all of those jokes, and some of the others too. Who's a regular here, Louie Anderson. Hey, how did I do?
Yeah. Gary was great, wasn't he? But listen, don't quit your day job.
I think that might be the good idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Gary Lumpkin, let's have a hand for him. Come on.
We'll see you next time.
Good, thanks. Oh boy, I've got to clean up that mess. I'm from Minnesota, so I don't know. He didn't do too good. But listen, I can't stay long. I'm in between meals, so bear with me. So people ask you dumb questions when you're fat.
Good, huh?
Louie, do you eat a lot? No, I have a valve here. I blow myself up every morning. And then I go shopping today. What's this one-size-fits-all shit? Yeah, where I buy my clothes, they quit putting sizes on just pictures of mammals in the different sections. Oh, you're in the extinct section, Mr. Anderson. I miss Minnesota. I miss that outdoors life. That fun, was it? Oh, God, I miss that. I miss the camping. Of course, every time I went camping, the bears put their food up in the trees. You should have heard them. Oh, here he comes. Make some loud noises or something. Get the cubs in here. So now I'm out in California trying to get into this life, and there's only us 3 fat guys. So we're on 8-hour shifts. I tried to get into the beach living. Did you ever try that? Every time I'd lay down, people would push me back into the water. Hurry up, he's dying. I was harpooned 6 times. I did get into that body surfing. Have you tried that? Oh yeah, I can get 8 or 10 people on here. Sorry, I'm sweating, but if I don't, I'll explode. My favorite thing is when you go over to someone's house, they try to make you feel at home when you're fat. Oh, come on in, Louie. Sit down here in this concrete sofa. Or the reinforced steel lawn furniture. Do what I do. Head right for that wicker. Oh, that's just for plants, really. No one sits there. Well, I'm going to. Yeah, I have to do these fat jokes, or you people sit out there and go, do you think he knows he's that big? Like I woke up one morning, oh, Christ. Honey, get in here. I'm actually out here because of the Olympics starting, and I'm in the Fat Olympics, of course. The hula hoop contest. Still on. I tried all the events over there, though. That pole vault, I drove that sucker right into the ground. I did a good thing there, though. I straightened out those uneven parallel bars. Broad jump, killed her. Thank you very much, and good night. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yay!